Hello, and welcome to Convinced Catholicism, a place for all things Catholic. Today I have a very special video. I have the 3-volume Collins Divine Office. This is the Commonwealth English equivalent to the American English Liturgy of the Hours. Notice here, however, that there's going to be a few changes, starting with the construction of the book as well as the size of the collection. This is the entire collection here. This is a 3-volume set rather than a 4-volume set. And to make a comparison, I have here Christian Prayer, and we can see that compared to just any book, this is the largest book of the 3, volume 3, which is the current volume that you would need to use. We can see that the thickness is thicker, but this is the largest book, and the height is more or less the same, right? I would say that this is size-wise, obviously not very, I brought this to work, but it's not super portable. But again, this is the full office. And again, you're not going to be bringing all 3 of these around. I will say this is not a review of the content rather than the presentation. This will be a review of the presentation of the content, because this is something, God willing, you are already familiar with. Okay, at least the content. All right, so like I said, 3 volumes, and they fit on the bookshelf nicely. Somehow they seem smaller than the 4-volume set, just an individual volume, but they're actually more or less the same. I always imagine the LOTH being a little taller, but this is more or less the same size, and I guess it's not the same size, right? So volume 1 would be daily prayers for Advent, Christmas time, and ordinary time weeks 1 through 9. We'll set that aside here. This is for Lent and Eastertide. So this is kind of like a Triodian and Paschalian in a way. This is the Roman Catholic version of a Byzantine Triodian / Paschalian. This is for just those 2 seasons. And then we have the, and this is the current volume, ordinary time weeks 6 through 34. All right. Now, I will say right off the bat, I prefer this over LOTH. All right. Even though this is a chunky book, even though this is not an American English, this is a great, American English and English are not different languages per se, right? So it's not like it's hard to understand. But let me show you through the book, and some positives, some negatives, right? So what this has is office of readings, morning prayer, daytime prayer, evening prayer, and compline. So the entirety of the Liturgy of the Hours. It even has the supplemental ones. So if you wanted to do prime terce sex known, or at least terce sex known instead of a daytime hour, you could do so, right? So, and the time of recording this is Monday, the 20th of November, 2023. So we're in the 33rd week of ordinary time. I've already gone through the office of reading. So Tuesday, which is the day of uploading this, would be the readings for that. So you kind of get your own section for the office of readings. Then we have evening prayer. This is what I'm going to be praying pretty much right after this video. We have the hymn and the Psalms and so on. Then over here, I have my ribbon on night prayer. Monday night prayer is starting down there. White ribbon on the calendar. So the next feast will be tomorrow, the presentation of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Then we have the commons, and then the red would be supplemental hymns, in case if I want to do another one or whatever. But I also have, in addition to that, these markers, these book markers that they gave me, and I have it stuck here for an inviatory psalm. I choose 66/67 because it's because that's my preference, and the reason why is because that is the inviatory psalm of the monastic diurnal. So I feel that this is a bit more traditional, and to be totally honest with you, it's shorter. And that's, in my mind, always a plus. Okay, so, and the construction of the book is extremely good. Hardbound, not that floppy plate, pleather, that fake leather, that hard plastic that, kind of disintegrates over time. This is a nice hard book. The pages are a glossy page, red instructions, black text. It's not the biggest text in the world. I would imagine that that's somewhere around an 11 or a 12, somewhere between 10 to 12. But the spacing is nice, and the offset of the white and the black is nice. So, it's fairly easy to read. There's different paginations or paginations, right? So there's the standard, then there's the bracketed, and then there's the asterisked, and then there's also the Roman numerals, right? Now, some negatives, it's not easy to find, say, an ordinary in this. It's a little confusing. So let's go to the table of contents, for example. So for example, and I ripped this in half. I'll show you what it looks like originally, because all 3 volumes come with the same thing, which I'm going to say is a negative, because why have the same exact thing? Why not give me something that's different? So, ordinary of Sundays and weekdays of the year, page 61. We'll see how accurate that is. Page 61. That's not really the ordinary, but the ordinaries of Sunday and the year, bracketed 6, Office of Readings, whatever. Let's go to that. The bracketed 6. So this is really the ordinary. It starts on bracketed page 3. Bracketed page 6 is where we see the introduction to each hour, right? So the table of contents tells you where to turn to where to turn to, right? So I find that extremely frustrating and annoying. Just know that bracketed page 3 / 3 through 6 is where that really starts. Okay, so I find that annoying, but hardly knockable. I would say that if you're going to buy a multi-volume breviary, you would be at least somewhat familiar with the ordinary. Okay, so let's turn to the, I may have taken these out actually. So let's turn to the what the book, these page liners actually look like. I don't know what to call these inserts. There we go. What these inserts actually look like. So here we have Psalm 94. This is the inviatory, the standard one, not Psalm 66. Benedictus te Deum, fair enough. Magnificat, this is useful. I would say that this is a useful one. But then we have here Psalm 62. So again, not 66/67. Oh, God be gracious to us and bless us. Canticle of David. That doesn't make too much sense. And then Psalm 149. I guess maybe, and correct me in the comments, is this for feast days? Are these the Psalms for feast days? If so, why aren't there, I guess the antiphons would be in the propers actually. But then we have these usual endings for a concluding prayer. My opinion, you should have given us different inserts for different books, and you should have given us the different inviatory psalms. So, I mean, this is on cardstock paper. It couldn't have possibly been that expensive, right? But, oh well, that if that's my biggest negative on it, my biggest gripe, then this is still a great book. It gets you right through the Psalter in order, right? Well, in order for how you're supposed to pray it, right? So, which is a good thing, right? So let's go to the Psalter, right? So evening prayer, This is for Monday, evening prayer on November 20th, 2023. Evening prayer. And then boom, Office of Readings for Tuesday, right? Office of Readings, morning prayer, prayer during the day or daytime prayer, and then evening prayer, and then the night prayers are kind of separate because night prayers never really change. So overall, you know, the 3-volume set for the Commonwealth English World is a great collection and a good alternative to the 4-volume. Contents of the 4-volume are the same. Differences are English. I guess you could say the dialect is slightly different, but if you're an English speaker, you're an English speaker. 3 volumes instead of 4. And the price, I believe, is there's a range in American dollars from Amazon, and I'll be leaving an Amazon link down below. Each of these books cost somewhere between $35 to $50. So we're talking about, you know, somewhere between 99 and $150. So comparable to the 4-volume set. Sturdiness, and honestly, I think this is much more worth it for layout, presentability, no ugly pictures. No offense to Catholic Book Publishing Company and Team America, Team USA, but these are just a little bit more presentable, a little bit more mature, and you know, they fit really nicely on the bookcase, as you can see here, and very easy. I mean, I would say I have average sized hands. I can carry all 3 books in one hand. I cannot do that in the with the 4-volume set, right? So at this point, you know, pick whichever one you prefer. I've done a review on both. This is the Collins Divine Office. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much, and God bless.